Hi, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us on Wits and Brains. I'm Casey, and I have Miss Catherine with me, aka the wonderful future thinking goddess.
Oh, yes, yes, I accept.
All right, today we are talking about the lumpy, bumpy road of corporate cellulite. So, I just have this horrible visual in my head that I'm not going to share. However, corporate cellulite. Catherine, what the heck does that mean?
What the heck are we talking about today? Oh, well, okay, first of all, cellulite. You don't want it. Most people have it. You can't get rid of it. It's in our lives. Okay. It's cellulite. So everybody move on. Okay. And corporations, I will have people probably on a weekly basis say something negative about large corporations, blah, blah, blah. Big organizations, so dang bad. Okay, well, there are examples of good and bad in everything.
Mm-hmm.
But, but, okay, corporations are here to stay. I mean, most people work for a small business. A lot of people don't realize that, but like, I don't know, it's like 90 something percent or whatever. People work for small business, especially here in America. But people work for corporations, and corporations make tons of money, and they have tons of money to spare.
Mm-hmm.
Us small business gals and guys, we would like a piece of that. We would like a piece of that. So let's talk about okay, even though it feels like lumpy bumpy cellulite and you may not be in love with the corporate world, let's talk about it makes us money to work with them.
Yes.
Put our brave britches on. It's okay.
It is. So the first thing that comes to mind for me is an MBE. And for anyone who's listening who doesn't know what that is, it's a minority business enterprise. And as women-owned businesses or minority-owned, you can actually get certain government contracts with large businesses and large, government entities. So, for example, let's just say the Department of Defense is looking for leadership training, and they might hire a large company to provide it. However, that large company might be owned by a white male, and they might have to subcontract out to a minority business and give X amount of dollars for that contract. Also, sometimes it doesn't even involve the large corporation. You go right into a big government agency as a MBE and you get lots and lots of money most of the time, but you do have to apply to get that status. You do have to submit to the, request for proposals. It can seem like some pretty deep cellulite.
Yes. Yes. It's so lumpy and bumpy that we're like lost in the cellulite. But
Yes.
it can be done. And let me add, you don't need 1,000 large contracts with these large corporations. One changes your life because, as we were talking about earlier, just the two of us, a 50K, 100K, 150K, $250,000 is life changing to me and my company.
Yeah.
But to the large corporations, they have that money just sitting there. They have it sitting there for leadership development. They have it in a jar ready to give to you, Casey, for their marketing.
Yes.
So our companies and all of the little companies that are listening to us right now, go for it. Go for it. Have the guts to be a supplier. Sometimes they call you a vendor. Sometimes they call you a facilitator. Whatever the gig is, go for it. Even be brave enough to send a cold proposal. I'm working on that right now. Cold proposal They don't even know how bad they need me, and I'm preparing to tell them. And so next week, someone gets a nice little proposal from me, and they're going to read that baby and be like, dang, we can save a lot of money by hiring this gal.
Yeah.
So be the supplier. Small business saves a large business.
Absolutely. And vice versa. Like, I mean, I have a client who she, has contracts that she's gotten, and, their year ends typically in July if you're going for contracts. So she literally just got all of her work for the next year. And she's like, Casey, we got to pull back on marketing because I literally can't handle more.
Great problem to have.
Yes, it's a great problem. And it's a little different. Typically, when you have that issue, you hire, but she is actually on the beginning side of retirement. So she's starting, to wind things down. But for, people like myself who are going to be working for a few more years, I'm ready to grow. So I'm going to go after those contracts and put, the rumors and the stigmas and whatever else you want to call them to the side when it comes to corporate companies.
And don't be scared. They can say no. And you know what? No is like half of a second and it's over. And honestly, give me my no so I can move forward towards the yes, because that's how it works. Give me my no quick because I got stuff to do here. But
people say yes.
Yes, people will say yes. And someone, when you are integrity, quality, whatever, people will notice, even large corporations. So jump in, be so dang brave that they're amazed with you, and give them your fee, give them everything, give them your guts and tell them this is what I can do. And I'll tell you what, if they look at my proposal, they look at maybe what they've been using, I know that mine's more economical. I know I'm going to kill myself to make this work. Like, I know these things. I know I'm going to be obsessed with the success. You know what? When they use maybe the big guys or they use their own group, they don't always get that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if they use their internal marketing, it's probably great, right? But you can do better. Like, you know that. So be brave. Small businesses have niches that large companies can't do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not do.
Right. Absolutely. So 2 things come to mind. One, I have a prop.
Oh gosh.
It's not poop this time. So I was getting scared. You probably should. But when I walk into my office, I see this sign that says be brave. So every day when I start, it's my reminder to be brave.
Yeah.
And my second thought was I was looking to purchase a company, and the person I was looking to purchase it with says, respond and say that it is not economically viable. So I did. I was like, ooh, I like that word. That's sophisticated.
Yes.
And he's like, no questions asked after that. You can't say anything. So just remember that as a small business, you are economically viable for these large corporations.
That's right. Bringing that up. So one thing that you should be aware of if you're a small trying to work with a large is that they pay different. First of all, they pay bigger. Yay, we're happy about that answer. But they don't pay you the next day.
This is true. Cash flow is important.
So if you cannot handle a net 90, for the people who have never done that, that means you don't get paid till 90 days on a good day. Yeah, I've gone 91, 92, contact. $95, please pay me. Okay, so if you can't handle that, you may not be set to do for the big guys yet.
That's a great
But
point.
if you can, oh, please go for it. I'm like begging you to go for it because one will change your life and your company will be bigger. Okay.
Mhm.
Another thing that just popped into my head is if you're going to play with the big companies, you've got to be adaptable. I can't do the same leadership program. I can't work with every workforce the exact same. They have to tell me, hey, we're having a problem with turnover, absenteeism. We're having a problem with our culture. We're having a problem with these things. I have to now change for them and make it work for them. So be prepared to let go a little bit of what you're used to.
Absolutely.
So,
Yeah.
Have you had any bad experiences, Casey?
Actually, in this area, I have not. I'm happy to say that.
I would like to say that. Oh, and also, no, you better be good on insurance. Like they will ask a person like me for a 2 million. I will go like 4 because I do not want to get in trouble, which I never have. Thank you. But I like to be prepared. So make sure you know your insurance. I worked for a company. It was my first large contract, 6-figure, which just sounded amazing at the time. Well, it sounds amazing right now if anyone wants to give me one, but it sounded amazing. I had a person that hired me did fraudulent behavior, as in like police coming in and taking them out, fraudulent behavior.
Oh,
So all of the contracts they hired were let go. So that was a terrible experience.
wow.
And I had to learn that the hard way. I had nothing to do with anything. I wasn't even in their department. It's just they were the ones who did the contracts. And everyone they brought in, the company just like, paid us off, but it wasn't the number I preferred. So bad things can happen. Things like that.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
So you mentioned, making sure that you're insured. What are some other things and adaptable? What are some other things that a company can do if they're looking to work with big clients?
Well, you better be prepared to be more than just professional. I mean, we joke like this here, but I mean, when I'm working in a large corporation, I have told people before someone could come up and stab me in the ear and I would have no reaction because
Oh my goodness.
I'm like, whatever I see, whatever I hear, whatever it is all business when you are the little guy in the big guy.
Mm-hmm.
Because let me tell you what they do to contractors when they don't like you for 5 seconds, you're gone. And they can do it easy.
Back.
They can do it easy. So be more than professional. Another thing, if you're a gossiper, don't go into a large corporation because you're going to hear everything juicy and good. People love to tell the consultant after they realize I'm not going to fire them. They love it. No, I don't want to hear it. And I would never repeat anything, either whatever they're saying or company practices. Every single contract I sign a confidentiality form. No problem. I'll sign that all day because I know I ain't telling nobody jack.
Yeah.
So the only thing I've ever told is there was someone that was an unsafe person. And I talked about them with HR and the leadership because they were unsafe and bad things was about ready to happen. That's it. But if you're talking about, oh, so-and-so doesn't like so-and-so, no, don't do it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Even if they're not necessarily gossiping, if people are just negative in general, just steer clear of them.
Yeah.
And don't feed into it.
Don't feed into it because it's easy.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy. You know, we're all humans or whatever. But if you want to go and make money at the large corporations, you want to be a supplier, then you better be, your professionalism better be higher than theirs.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you know what can happen also, everybody? You get one contract, you can get 2 contracts. They like you so much, 3 contracts. You can get multiple contracts with large corporations because now they're like, hey, I already trust Future Thinking Consulting. Why would I go anyplace else? Let's just sign the dotted line to give you more money. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. I like it.
Oh, shoot. Oh, this was a fun one. This was fun because I don't think everyone realizes the sole proprietor can go work for a large corporation.
Yeah. I would
and
agree.
Your money is big to you and it's little to them, and they love it. They love it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So anything else you want to add about corporate cellulite?
Well, I'm going to say, okay, I get it that you may hate some of the big companies, but companies are filled with human beings. And I promise you, there are some good ones there and they're doing good things. So why not be part of it? Why not take your company and shove it in there, and forever people will respect you because you're going to be the person that does the great job. It's a good place to be and a good place to grow your business.
Absolutely.
So, let's go do it, Casey.
Sounds good. Well, speaking of going and doing it, next week we're talking about grinning and bearing it. So join us. Yes, subscribe so you get the emails that the episode is out, and we will see you next week while we're grinning and bearing it.
Bye.